Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. And it's Thursday night. And on Thursdays, if you follow this channel, you know that I do this thing called Just a Bit Outside, where I take the 5 best players at each position that aren't in the Hall of Fame. They're just not quite good enough to be in the Hall of Fame, but maybe someday they might be. Now this is my list. It's not necessarily your list, but I tell you, I think this Thursday night thing is getting some traction here because some of the best comments and some of the most thought out comments that I get on any video that I have is on this subject. See, people and fans of players, they're adamant about whether or not their player belongs in the Hall of Fame. And they got to see them play. And one of the best things to judge whether or not a player belongs in the Hall of Fame is your own eyeballs. You watched them play. You might think they're good. But I've taken some of these guys, and what I do is I compare them, not compare them. I just take stats that I remember watching them play, or stats that I look up on Baseball Reference, and I just try to make an argument whether they belong in or out. And most of these players that I have picked so far, I believe do not belong in the Hall of Fame, but they each have their own little argument. So tonight, I've taken 3 outfielders, and usually I take 2 or 3 people that definitely belong in the Hall of Fame, and then one person that I just like their rookie card. And that's what I'm going to be showing you tonight, rookie cards. But I just picked 3 players, and they're 3 similar players, and all 3 of them, I believe, have arguments whether they belong in the Hall of Fame or not. And I'm curious to read yours. So let's get started. Let me give you my info on these players, and they're 3 great ones. But again, do they belong in the Hall of Fame? It's up to you guys. I'm going to give you my opinion when we're done. So first of all, the first card I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn this thing around and show you the player. I'm going to show you the player I've chosen. Now this is a rookie card of Reggie Smith. I believe he's a forgotten player now. Pardon I'm sorry. I'm in a different location. The lighting might not be so good, but there's Reggie Smith. Now Reggie Smith, when I think of Reggie Smith, I think of a winner. He played on some very, very good teams throughout his career. Now Reggie Smith has a career WAR of 64.5. Now, at the end, I want you to write these 3 players down, if you would, and you compare them against each other and see which player you think is the best. Now, I think they're all really good, but here, Reggie Smith, 64.5 WAR. He has over 2,000 hits. Matter of fact, he has 2,020 hits. He has 314 career home runs with 1,092 RBI. All those are they're okay. They're okay. Now, he has a lifetime batting average of 287, and that's pretty dang good. He finished second in Rookie of the Year voting. He only won 1 Golden Glove. Played right field. I mainly think of him with the Los Angeles Dodgers, but man, he was a great player for the Cardinals and a great player for the Red Sox as well. But he only won 1 Golden Glove. Now, he was a 7-time All-Star, and 7 times he was in consideration for the Most Valuable Player award. Now, I don't know if those stats are worthy of being in the Hall of Fame, but I do know that his WAR, that 64.5 WAR is nothing to sneeze at the right field position. And I consider him a right fielder. And I know that his teammates loved him. Matter of fact, it caused a little bit of controversy with the Los Angeles Dodgers at one time because I think there might have been a little jealousy with Steve Garvey, the way that his teammates thought about Reggie Smith. Now, if you scroll down Baseball Reference like I love to do and like to watch or look at players that he's compared to, He's compared to Freddie Lynn, who's not a bad player at all, but he's also compared to Andre Dawson and Dave Winfield for the longest time. Now, when I think of Reggie Smith, I think of a winner. And there's some players in the Hall of Fame at his position that I know that he's better than. Now, do I want to see him in the Hall of Fame? Sure. And I want to hear what you guys think of Reggie Smith, especially after you compare him to the next two players. Now, the next player I want to show you, the next rookie card that I want to show you is a 1973 rookie card of another right fielder. And matter of fact, since I was 25, that's wrong. I was a teacher in 2000, and since 2000 I've been arguing with a buddy of mine that Dwight Evans should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, here's the 1973 card of Dwight Evans. Now, Charlie Spikes wasn't a bad player, but Al Bumbry was a really good player, but he was not near as good as Dwight Evans. See, Dwight Evans played in the outfield, played right field in an outfield of an extremely incredible team of Jim Rice, Freddie Lynn, and Dwight Evans. Now, Dwight Evans had a cannon for an arm. You guys, when we talk about arms here, somebody would bring up the topic, top 10 right field arms. Well, Dwight Evans will be considered, I'm sure, because he had an incredible arm. Now, I don't know if he's better than Reggie Smith, but let me compare his stats now. His WAR was a little higher, 67.2 WAR, which is very good. He had 2,426 lifetime hits. He had 385 home runs, and he had 1,384 RBIs, and he had a lifetime batting average of 272. Now, he was an 8-time Gold Glove winner. He played that tough right field of Boston's better than anybody. He was a 3-time All-Star, and that's kind of low for Hall of Famers. He won the Silver Slugger one time, and he was in consideration for the Most Valuable Player award 5 different times, though he was never super, super high. You know, he might have finished 4th, maybe, but I don't know that. I do know that he led the league in home runs the strike-shortened season. But, man, if you compare him to, like, scroll down again on Baseball Reference and look who he's compared to. Hall of Famers like Billy Williams, Tony Perez, Dave Parker, and Al Kaline. Now, if you think those players right there belong in the Hall of Fame, you might have to take a look at Dwight Evans and reconsider. Now, I consider him a compiler. I do. But just use your imagination. He was just a few hits away from 3,000 hits. Oh, no, he's just a few hits away from 2,500 hits. If he would have hit 400 home runs, would you consider him more? Because he had 385. That's not bad. If he would have had 1,500 RBI, would he be in consideration? I don't know. But I think of the two players so far, and Reggie Smith and Dwight Evans, I believe Dwight Evans has the edge on him just a little bit. But again, I don't want to live on the difference. But, you know, with these two players so far, I've mentioned Andre Dawson, Dave Winfield, Billy Williams, Tony Perez, Dave Parker, and Al Kaline that they are compared to. So think about that. Give me your thoughts in the comments, and I know some of you will. And you can be as direct as possible. You can say, what are you thinking? Now, the third one that I'm going to introduce to you, I have heard talk year after year after year about this guy. Now, I'm going to show you his rookie card, 1977 rookie card. And he's listed with rookie catchers, some good rookie catchers, one of them Rick Cerrone. But this rookie card that I'm telling you, even though he's on a catcher's rookie card, he was a good center fielder, and I think of him as a center fielder, but he was really built like a right fielder. And that's none other than fan favorite Dale Murphy. Now I want you to look at this card and look. It's just a beautiful card, and it's very recognizable for cards of players not in the Hall of Fame. When you see that 77 card, you point to Dale Murphy right away. But let me tell you some of his stats. Now, his WAR is low. WAR is low. His WAR is 46.5, not even close to the other two. But he did have over 2,000 hits. He had 398 home runs, 1,266 RBI, with a lifetime batting average of 265, which is not that high. Now, I remember Dale Murphy growing up because when we got cable, we were rich. It just seemed like we were rich. And I got to watch the Cubs and I got to watch the Braves. And during the time I grew up, even though that was fun, very fun, there wasn't too many good years for me to watch those two. But Dale Murphy was strong, and he was too tall to be a catcher, and it wasn't going to be good on his back and that kind of stuff. So he was athletic enough that they moved him to the outfield. And I remember him playing center field, and he was good. He was, for as tall as he just seemed graceful, and he had a great arm, I just thought. And he took advantage of that launching pad. And so he was a 2-time Most Valuable Player award winner. And 5 times more was in consideration. And if you look on the back of his baseball card, I believe he was one of the best outfielders in baseball for those 7 years that he was in the league, or that part of the time he was in the league. He was a 5-time Gold Glove winner, so he could handle the glove and cover a lot of territory. He won the Silver Slugger Award 4 times. If you look on Baseball Reference, he's compared to Reggie Jackson, Duke Snider, Ron Santo, and Gil Hodges. Guys, we mentioned 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 Hall of Famers and Freddie Lynn, who these guys are compared to. 3 great outfielders, 3 great guys who's been talked about for possibility of being in the Hall of Fame. And I believe 3 guys that are in the top 5 at their position. Now, do you think these guys belong in the Hall of Fame? Now, here's what I think. I think I have a really good argument for Dale Murphy. There came Reggie Smith, the information that I got made him a strong argument. He's better than some outfielders in the Hall of Fame. I want Dwight Evans to be in the Hall of Fame because I want to look at my friend Brent Cooper, who I've been arguing with for the last 20 years that he belongs in the Hall of Fame, and Mark Grace does not. But let me hear what you have to say. Leave some comments. And, guys, I appreciate how much you care about this Thursday just a bit outside showcases that we do. And, guys, remember, this is just a hobby. Collect what you like.